In this talk, I'll run through a few of the things that we've done to this company in the past 6 months. This company was previously known as Douglas Lake Minerals. It's now called Handeni Gold Incorporated. We are changing the face of this company. We are changing the future of this company. We are going to make this a company which will be a short, medium and long-term investment for our investors. Where is this place? It's in the Republic of Tanzania on the east coast of Africa. The Handeni properties our properties are south of the town of Handeni, on a tar road from the city of Dar es Salaam. Takes about 5 hours, and then onto a dirt road for another hour or so. These roads are all being upgraded now by the Chinese, and within a year or so you'll be able to travel from Dar es Salaam to our property on a tar road. The things that I want to introduce in this company are all listed on the next slide. I think it's important that I run through it very quickly, because that is what I stand for, and that is where I'm taking this company. First thing, we need a board with integrity and vision and the capability of broadening the short, medium and long-term interests of the company over various sectors of the globe. Must include expertise on responsible fundraising mechanisms. I believe in that. We've put a board together which is capable of doing that. If you look at that pamphlet that is at booth number 17, you'll see that the people on that board has been strategically chosen to be representative of high-level people for various parts of our globe. North America, Britain, Europe, India and the Far East. We're going to need those people in the future, and we're going to make use of them. Secondly, we have to have management with the capability of effectively managing exploration and mining within the context of where the company is active. Currently, we're active in Tanzania. We might be active in other parts of the world in the near future. The people who are active in the company at the moment know Tanzania, and they can secure your property and do what is necessary in that country. That is what is important at this stage. We've put it in place. Thirdly, we need effective governance and financial control and auditing systems. During our past board meeting, we've done exactly that. We've made sure that our board is effective in its control. The governance and control systems are all in place. Fourthly, we need short, medium and long-term security and guarantees on properties. It's no use you have all these things in place, and then suddenly you're in Africa, and suddenly you find out that your property has been given to somebody else for some other silly reason. We don't want that. We're in a position to secure your property with what we have on the ground. And the last one, but not the least one, obviously, we need explorable, high potential properties in proven geological terrains. At the moment we have that with our Handeni property, and we might expand that in the very near future. What is the status of Handeni Gold Incorporated in relation to the above? That is our directors. I'm not going to go into detail here. You can read it on the pamphlet. All these committees are in place, and everything is running as it should be. The management is very small. We've got a CFO in place, Melinda. Vice President Exploration, a guy with 35 years experience coming from Billiton. He was head of exploration in South America for Billiton for a long period. And then the other people are all high quality people in our management. Security and guarantee of our property. You can read this in your own time, but Tanzania boasts one of the best overall risk profiles in Africa. So the property is secure. The prospecting license schedules, according to the 2010 law, we have to relinquish 50% of our property by September 2013. So we are working very hard to make sure that we relinquish the right portion of our property and not a deposit that will eventually end up in somebody else's hands. So that is our biggest challenge at this stage, to use our property and find the prioritize targets as we would like to do. Where are our neighbors? This is our property here in yellow, the Handeni Gold properties. Kanaku is right next to us. They relinquished the green part, 50% of their property, to a company called Sierra Mining. Benzu Mining is in that position, and then some other companies, as you can see on that list there. There is not one single square kilometer of ground available in the Handeni area, so it's very sought after at this moment. Infrastructure and logistics, I'm not going to dwell on this. We've got everything in place. We've got 2 camps at Magambazi and at Kwandege, our 2 main targets at this stage. The camps are fully functional with internet, cellular connections, brick office buildings, and accommodations up to 25 people. At the moment, we are busy implementing a mobile sample preparation laboratory in Dar es Salaam. We'll do our own sample handling via set point to be 43101 compliant, and that will reduce our dependence from commercial laboratories in Tanzania, which has been a major setback for us over the last year. We're correcting that. This is our camp infrastructure. Everything is there. What is our biggest challenge? We've done a lot of exploration on these properties. It's 800 square kilometers of densely vegetated terrain. We've started off with Landsat and GeoEye images because it's impossible to cover that terrain by foot, and we've selectively selected targets on those. Just incidentally, this red block here is the Kanaku property. You can see the drilling paths of Kanaku's drill positions there, and our drilling paths, which we had to build on this mountain here, is indicated in those white lines there. So we've done 2 phases of airborne geophysics were conducted, namely a fixed-wing airborne survey by the Council of Geoscience from South Africa, and the recent helicopter-based TM survey including electromagnetics on the 800 square kilometer area. The airborne survey was followed by ground geochemistry, soil sampling on selected targets. These targets were then narrowed by ground geophysics, radiometrics, magnetics, and IP surveys, and the latter contracted by geophysical consulting companies. A second round of soil sampling followed on high priority targets, including gold and multi-element analysis. Based on the above, gold targets were selected. And then we conducted drilling. Up till now, we have drilled 2 targets, the Magambazi East target and the Kwandege target, which is about 16 kilometers apart. The total meters drilled on each of those targets, 4,989 on Kwandege target and 5,354 on the Magambazi target. The assay results, 95% out and 80% out respectively. This is the Magambazi East ground geophysics, just to illustrate you what this target looked like. Kanaku's drill machines are all set up on this hill here, which is about 800 meters in strike length. We used, as I said, geophysics and ground geochemistry to control our drill program. So we focused this program on this extension here of the Magambazi property. We also drilled these targets outlined in yellow for obvious reasons, and those results will be out soon. So in total we drilled 28 holes and the positions as indicated there. From Magambazi, the intercepts in 8 of the 9 holes that we've got at this moment, best intercepts were 5 meters at 4.2 grams per ton, as well as 10.8 grams per ton over 1 meter and 29 over 1 meter. There are some negative things about Magambazi which I don't like. I'll point them out to you. These are 3 drill holes. Drill hole number 1, very good intercept at a 60-degree angle. We drilled 2 additional holes which came out negative. We don't like that, and we need to find a solution for that problem on the deposit. On the other hand, we've also got positives. This is a bit difficult to understand. These are, it's an oblique view of a surface drilling area. The drill holes start there, and that's surface, 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 and then they intersect what we're after, the green rock, which is called amphibolite, which is carrying the gold. And you'll see that in each of these holes we've intersected amphibolite. We haven't missed one single hole. So if you look carefully at this result, you'll see the gold intersections there, and the interpretation of this is that the amphibolite is dipping like a cylinder away from us. So it's a cylinder, and you cut away the top part of the cylinder, which is forming the heel, and you're sitting with the bottom part of the cylinder as indicated there. So you can clearly see that it's plunging away from us into the board, and what we need to do next is to drill holes not along strike, not along dip, but down these structural features here that control the gold mineralization. So that is what we'll do in our second phase of drilling on Magambazi, focus on those positions. The Kwandege target, our second target that we drilled a geophysical anomaly outlined in grey on this diagram. We used various geochemical elements, including silver, to delineate the target, and we basically drilled this anomaly here over a distance of 1.5 kilometers. In the background there, we've got the latest results of our TEM, and you can clearly see from our latest data that the Kwandege target is actually extending in this direction as well as extending in that direction. So it's open-ended in an easterly and westerly direction. Those were the drill holes on Kwandege, 37 holes in total. One hole we lost due to rods stuck in the hole, so basically 36 in total. We drilled 32 of these holes on the main target, and 3 holes on a chargeability anomaly, and 1 hole in an extension, a possible extension of the Kwandege area. The result of this was that the chargeability anomaly here was caused by pyrite, massive pyrite, very high in uranium and thorium, 0 gold. The results on the main anomaly, highly encouraging, and it changed the status of the project from a target to a project. So at Kwandege, some of our intercepts, 4.4 grams per ton over 12 meters, 6.2 grams over 5 meters, etc. So we've got very good intercepts at our Kwandege target, and I haven't got time to go into all of this. You can read it in the news releases, and on this, which will be published on the internet. Now at Kwandege and at Magambazi, the gold is very closely related to an amphibolite. So this is down a specific drill hole, and you can clearly see where there's amphibolite, you get high gold values. Where there's felsic gneiss, you can also find gold, and the lower amphibolite obviously a little bit lower in this hole. This is the interpretation of the geological structure at this stage, folding, and hole number 14 went through a fold nose, then out of it again on the flank of this, and into a fold nose again into the amphibolite. So we're sort of starting to understand the structure, and our next phase of drilling will be much better controlled. So this is the Kwandege target's interpretation based on our drill results. This is basically 1.5 kilometers. We've got two amphibolite horizons, which is related to a fold, and we've drilled through both of those. The top amphibolite is by far more enriched in gold of the 2 amphibolite zones. If you look at the cross section along the red line there, you can clearly see what I mean with the folded structure based on our drilling results. So this is a target which is showing gold mineralization very close to surface, down to a depth of 70 meters, and our next phase of drilling will be infill drilling to follow up on these holes that's basically 100 meters or more apart. So if you look at this, just for interest's sake, What we see in our drilling program, you can actually see in any rock that lies around in the Kwandege area. It's folded, it's high-grade metamorphic terrain. The rocks are folded like putty, and that is what we're dealing with in that area. Okay, at this stage we are actually seeing two styles of mineralization. We've got the typical Magambazi style mineralization, which we drilled in Magambazi East, which is very strongly controlled by structure. And then we've got our Kwandege style of mineralization, which I personally like very much. I like to see pervasive alteration where there's gold mineralization. We do see that in Kwandege. What is our next phases? We are primarily focused at this stage on gold exploration and mining in Tanzania. Focus for now will be on gold in Handeni district on prospecting licenses totaling 800 square kilometers. We are identifying and upgrading targets for primary gold deposits. We are looking at joint ventures on upgraded targets, and we will do alluvial, open cast and underground mining operations as an income stream to partially fund exploration. These are big words. Can we do it? Greenfields targets. We've got 17 defined greenfields targets already. Brownfields 5, drilling targets, we've drilled 2. We're going to drill another one with RC drilling in May. We've got 1 project stage target. We're doing alluvial mining evaluation. I'll show you the areas now. Kwandege, we are going to infill drill to look at open cast mining on the Kwandege target. And then the last one here, underground mining. I'll explain what I mean there. The mining licenses for alluvial mining operations we already have in our possession. They are situated in this position. You can see there's Kanaku's property. All of this is a 200 square kilometer block east of Kanaka. We've identified paleo streams, and we're actually following these with pits and trenches, and we treat these samples to evaluate the alluvial potential in these mining licenses. We've got no intention at this stage to go big scale alluvial mining. What we plan to do here is to create an income stream to fund our exploration in the, on these licenses. And we'll be able to do that and make an evaluation of what we have in June of this year. So the alluvial potential, that's what we're doing at the moment, trenching on paleo streams, putting these samples through separation plants and separating gold out of these samples. Underground mining, I said I'll explain this a little bit. We're very happy that if we find, for instance, an underground deposit of 200,000 ounces, we've got the expertise in our group and our people. We've been doing underground mining for the past 7 years on a tanzanite mine in exactly the same rocks, about 200 kilometers from here. So if we have to do underground mining to create an income stream on a small deposit, we will do that. So the plan of Handeni Gold is to create various stage targets along the life cycle of a junior exploration company, so that at a specific time we will have greenfields targets, targets that have been drilled, and targets that will be going into mining or mining in the foreseeable future. So that's the key factor of our business plan. It's a long-term project with short and medium-term outcomes. This is some of the geophysical interpretation that's been done. As I've said, we've got 17 targets. We've drilled 2 of them, 1 there and 1 there. There are numerous other targets, and we've got teams in the field doing exploration, soil sampling, pitting, trenching, to upgrade our targets so that we don't get stuck with targets somewhere along the evaluation curve of our company. So that is the plan and what we are conducting at the moment. Deliverables 2012 and beyond. The board's been finalized. The board committees has been appointed. The final evaluation of data obtained from the drilling program in June 2012. Private placement in Tanzania will be ending in May 2012. We are aiming for a Toronto Stock Exchange venture listing by July to August this year. We're going to move away and up to a higher stock exchange. The RC drilling program, the drill is on site already. We will be finished with this program in May. And then our biggest challenge is to have evaluation of our 15 remaining targets prior to September 2013. That is a challenge to us and one that we're taking on at the moment. And then evaluation of our alluvial mining potential completed June 2012. Current funding requirement that we need, infill drilling at Kwandege and possibly Magambazi East project, evaluation of our brownfields target and upgrading drill targets, upgrading greenfields target to brownfields targets, and expanding our alluvial gold program. We estimate around about 5 million per year for 5 years, of which we intend to spend approximately 3.3 million per year on drilling and analytical costs. And I have to put this in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.